Before we move on further, I would like to remind you once again, as I have doing throughout this course, that the contents in this course are for a basic understanding of diseases. You should therefore not expect in-depth details. I will only touch on areas that are relevant for students who are preparing for O-level examinations and for those who have little or no prior knowledge. The most deadly disease caused by mosquito is malaria. According to the World Health Organization, in 2017, there were an estimated 219 million cases of malaria in 90 countries, which resulted in almost 500,000 deaths. This is certainly a very important disease that we will want to pay attention to. To make things worse, climate change may change the distribution of the mosquito, and increase the prevalence of this disease. How is malaria transmitted? Malaria is spread by the Anopheles mosquito. The mosquito is a vector for the pathogen Plasmodium. There are different species of the malaria pathogen. Of the many species, P. falciparum and P. vivax are the two most dangerous species. People get malaria from the bite of a female Anopheles mosquito. The mosquito must have been infected through a previous blood meal from an infected person. When a mosquito bites an infected person, a small amount of blood is drawn from them, and in the red blood cells, to be more specific, microscopic parasites are present. The Plasmodium pathogen reproduces in the stomach of mosquitoes and then migrate the salivary glands. About 1 week later, when the parasite takes another blood meal, or bites another person, the parasite is injected into the person being bitten, so the person now becomes infected. How would someone know that they are infected? Well, the symptoms of the disease usually appear about 10 to 15 days after a person becomes infected. The first symptoms include fever, headache, chills and vomiting. These symptoms may occur every 2 to 3 days. Malaria may also cause anemia, because the parasite attacks and cause damage to the red blood cells. If the treatment is not prompt, then the infection can become more severe, which can then lead to kidney failure, seizures, coma and even death. The malarial parasite is usually diagnosed by examining a blood sample under a microscope. The best way to prevent this disease is to avoid mosquito bite, for example by using repellents, sleeping under nets, or use anti-malarial medication to reduce the risk of infection. Anti-malarial medicines can also be used to prevent malaria. For travelers, malaria can be prevented through chemoprophylaxis, which suppresses the blood stage of malaria infections, thereby preventing malaria disease. There are drugs that can be taken to treat this disease, for example quinine. However, resistance to anti-malarial medicines is a recurring problem. It is therefore essential that we take all necessary precaution to prevent this disease in the first instance.